Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club, a weekly podcast about fandom and watching movies with friends. This week, as part of our mini-season of genre movies that are actually good, we've watched Dredd, the 2012 sci-fi action film that launched the career of Karl Urban's Jaw. Luckily, the rest of him came with it. Hello and welcome to Redshirt Cinema Club. I am your host, a rookie who just wants to make a difference, David Jackson, and I'm joined today by 100% Chin, Nathan Dighton.
Hello.
And Rob Pearson, who will debase himself for credits.
I will.
Yes, that's not even related to the movie. That's just facts. I could have done a joke for you, but I ran out of time. This week, as part of our mini-season of actually good genre movies from the Marvel era, I've picked Dredd, the 2012 sci-fi action movie that seemed to slip through the cracks somewhat at the time. Directed by Pete Travis and written, I only noticed in the credits, watching it this time around, by Alex Garland. It's a tight 90 starring Karl Urban as the iconic Judge Dredd, and it's a bit of an antidote to the Marvel formula. Tightly contained, small budget, practical effects. I have no preconception of Judge Dredd personally. I've never seen the Stallone movie.
I've never met the guy.
I've never read the comics. Have either of you got any history with Dredd?
Same as you.
I think just the Stallone movie, which I watched as a child.
Isn't it bad? Is it bad?
Yeah, it was quite bad.
Yeah.
I just remember it being boring and bad. In the era where everyone at school knew that Stallone and Schwarzenegger weren't very good anymore.
Yeah.
And it was true.
I did also see in the credits the Kingsley brothers mentioned from Rebellion, because, of course, I didn't realise until looking into this afterwards that it's a 2000 AD comic.
Yes.
That's where he first appeared.
And I do feel like that is the missing context. And even I am among this group. I'm too young to really have loved those 2000 AD comics.
Yeah.
But if I was a little bit older, they were a big thing.
I think I first saw this movie with you, Nath, at the cinema. I'm not expecting you to remember, and it's only a half memory I have of going quite late to the View at Longwell Green to watch this in quite an empty cinema, and we got recognised in the lobby as people from PlayStation Access. I think this was Dredd. I think that's when I first saw it. Do you remember first seeing it? Especially if you have a different recollection to that?
No, I don't remember first seeing it. So I will have to agree with you.
Good. Yeah, that's what happened then. And Rob, I was too scared to ask you before we recorded this podcast. You watched the first hour of this movie previously at a kind of failed birthday party.
No, I think I only watched the first 5 minutes.
Okay, that's better.
Because
I was thinking, like, as a 90-minute film, that's actually quite a lot of it.
Yeah, because I think the sound was bad on whatever reel they had.
Yeah.
And it became immediately noticeable. So we watched it for 5 minutes, and then the cinema put a different film on. Something with Bill Murray in it. Can't remember what it was.
Right, okay.
A small domestic film starring Bill Murray.
Yeah,
I was
very
also
forgettable.
there.
You were also there.
That one I do remember.
Right, okay. Well, I was going to ask if you were sad when the movie stopped after that hour, or, please, but if it's only 5 minutes, you probably had no real sense whatsoever. And this was your first time watching it, then, we can say. And I guess I am interested. Part of the reason I chose this movie was because I wanted to choose a movie you hadn't seen. I don't know why. That wasn't the brief, but it was important to me. And I'm interested to hear what you thought of it.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Excellent.
Just a fun romp. As soon as that building shut down, I was like, oh yes, thank God. It's just I don't have to think about this. They just got to fight their way out the building, their way out the tower. It reminded me of the Raid a lot. It's like, it's going to be a sci-fi Raid.
Yeah.
Great. I don't know whether this was pre or post the Raid.
It's a year later.
Oh, okay. So very close after.
Yeah. I don't think they can be, too related or too influential. It could have been too influenced by that, but I totally agree. I mean, that just that setup of, the Raid absolutely nails it. Of just get to the top of this high-rise building, fight your way up there. It's very cool. Dredd is a little less sort of contained in that way, in as much as it's not like level by level. The only way is up. There are lifts and they get split up and all kinds of stuff like that. But it's still basically the same thing. Also, it's a mega structure of epic proportions.
Yes.
But how about you, Nath? How did you enjoy it this time around?
I really enjoyed it again. I've always liked this film, and I guess it's one of those films which has built a real following of people asking if there's going to be a sequel and why
Yeah.
isn't there a sequel. And obviously, the Karl Urban has continued to be
The Karl Urban
the
unit.
The Urban Karl has continued to be very successful in the comic book genre, and I think people would still have to see more of Dredd. And I think actually Rebellion developments do every now and again just say, "Well, we would do more Dredd."
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, it's not happened.
I said it was kind of an antidote to the Marvel era in the intro, which is maybe a little bit unfair, especially because I think the Marvel era was really smashing it at this time and people were enjoying it a lot. But I think that is one of the, I'd like to sort of explore what I mean by that a little bit. But I think that's certainly one of the things. It doesn't openly clamour to become a franchise, or it doesn't end with like one of the guys gets away and there's a hit. If we were to get a sequel, we know exactly where we'd be going. I mean, obviously, Rookie Anderson is going to be a judge, and there are threads to follow, sort of. But it's not like, it feels like nowadays every movie is concerned very good with we should just write a little something that we could pick up if we had a sequel. And this is just like, it's not like that at all.
No, and it's funny. I think it's why there's a group of fans who really kind of respect and enjoy it, because it doesn't introduce you to Dredd. It doesn't explain very much. It's got that very cool opening voiceover about Mega City 1 and what's happened, but it doesn't say, "And I'm Judge Dredd. And I've killed a lot of people, and I'm actually one of the toughest Dredds." Judges.
Yes, Drodge.
Yes. He's the bad guy in the next film that they never made. He doesn't do any of that. And I think that people respect that. But also, maybe there's a little bit of me which is also thinking, well, that's why the Marvel movies were so successful. But partly because they did have an element of like stickiness or audience pandering or just accessibility that this film doesn't. Although I'm not really sure that that's the reason. And I'm trying to think back to what had already been made at this time. So, like things like Iron Man, the Hulk movie had come and gone.
I think the Avengers came out this year.
It did. They built to the Avengers, and I apart from a lightness and maybe a different sort of a sense of humour, I'm not really sure that the Marvel movies were. I'm not sure that they had yet become like the thing which we are reacting to.
We weren't sick of them yet.
Mini series, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it isn't just like, I don't think it's a good movie because it's different to those movies either. Like I said, I really enjoyed it at the time. We watched it, I think, in 2012 at the cinema, and it was an instant hit with me. Like, it wasn't because it was doing something different to those other movies, as you say, which were still sort of finding their stride and fixing a formula. But so it's not like a rebellion, to maybe use the wrong word, but it's good in its own right.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know exactly why that is, but it's so Moorish, and I think that it's quite a feat really, in as much as like the leading man is just a chin.
Yeah.
He never takes his helmet off. Which I think is another thing, a kind of, well, like you say, maybe pandering to the audience. Like, I feel like audiences would like to see Karl Urban's face at some point. Well, I respect the movie for never doing that.
You can absolutely imagine the pretend conversation with an invented but terrible studio exec.
Yeah.
Like, who definitely was screaming at them.
Yeah.
I'm making all of this up. But do you know what I mean? People you don't market to
throwing his glass of whiskey in the fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I paid for Urban. I want to see his face.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a purity to that, which the fans really reacted to. I think what I was watching it last night, just thinking, what a great pick from you, Dave.
Thanks.
In terms of when we were discussing what a genre film is and what it's supposed to do. Obviously, there's no real like definitive definition. I hate it when that happens.
Yes. Yeah. Words.
But the fact that what the mission of the heroes was so clearly defined, and you knew the situation they were in, and then they just had to bloody well do it.
Yes.
That to me is a hallmark of a certain sort of genre film, like that is just straight down the line. And the fact that it's 90 minutes, it really reminded me loads of John Carpenter movies from the 70s, like stuff like Escape from New York or Assault on Precinct 13, just like
so much that, like, and it's the kind of movie that influenced Metal Gear Solid a lot as well, like Escape from New York especially, but that sort of like grizzled hero. And I just wanted to say that it reminded me a lot of the first Metal Gear Solid and the relationship between Snake and Meryl. Even just the way he calls her Rookie the whole time.
Yeah.
She even looks a little bit like Meryl. And Dredd, his face, his chin, his mouth looks a little bit like Solid Snake. Sounds a little bit like Solid Snake.
Yeah. Well, Solid Snake is basically just like three corners, and Karl Urban in this is basically just three corners as well.
He's got that grizzled sort of I'm here to kill people. That's my job. I'm really good at it. And Anderson obviously has that first man she kills, where she's like, oh,
yeah,
and then she meets that man's wife, and then she's like, oh. But after that, it's like, well, I'm just killing now.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed her growth into someone who thought about killing, into someone who just, I'm going to kill these
decided
bad
it's
guys.
okay.
Yeah, it's fine to kill.
Yeah.
Kill, 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 kill.
That's how it goes. That's what movies have taught me.
Yes.
Maybe the first one's tough, but then you're just away. Off we go. I've got a taste for this now.
Managed to just sand down maybe one of Dredd's corners.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And at the end, he shows a little bit of his human side just by saying, she's passed.
Yeah.
It's a pass. Which I really enjoyed.
Do you know, again, I mean, we skipped right to the end there, but there was part of me, because I couldn't remember exactly how it happened, was thinking that he was going to give the badge, because she hands him her badge and says, right, I've definitely failed then. Here's my badge. And walks off. And there wasn't like a, Anderson, come back. Even though that thing happened that we both know about that you think you failed for, actually the other thing is more important. And there's none of that.
This. I thought he was going to do the marginal. I thought he was going to hand it back to her. She'd just gone, I passed. And then he would have said something marginally.
Yeah.
Or it was marginal or something like that. Just to call back to the beginning.
Yeah.
But it didn't even do, I like the fact that it didn't even do anything cheesy like that. Just the head judge came up and just asked him, has she passed? Yeah.
Yeah. yeah, that's right.
Make sure you file that paperwork correctly, and I'll see you in the next movie.
Yeah, it really offers no sort of mental resistance, this movie, does it? Just the good guys are good, the bad guys are bad. There's a small twist in the middle where some judges turn up, but they actually are bad. They've been paid off, which is a twist,
judges.
For about 10 seconds of, oh, these good, oh no, they're not. And apart from that, it's just, like you said, very simple mission. Get to the top, serve justice.
There is, within that scene of the bad judges, there is two things of note which I really sort of enjoyed. One for proper genre reasons, which is the showdown between Judge Dredd and the two remaining male judges in some sort of drugs refinery, and they're just chatting the whole time, like you might not do if you were actually fighting for your life. And they were talking about the cost of killing a judge and laying down the law and the city. But the other guys are grizzled. I've been doing this for 20 years. This is a meat grinder, and we're just turning the handle. And I loved all that. And then
that was good stuff.
The just doing it self-consciously, just like, yes, we're doing this, and we're doing it quite well. And the other one was the scene in the corridor where he fights the leader of the other judges.
Oh,
and
that was great.
Again, refusal to take off the helmets means that it was very difficult to tell who was
Yeah, I agree.
But I didn't mind.
Yeah.
When Dredd got shot for at least 30 seconds, I thought that Dredd was the one that had done the shot. I was like, oh, well done, Dredd. Nice work. But then I found out that Dredd was actually being shot. It was brilliant, that little exchange in the corridor.
Yeah.
How is Dredd going to work out? Because he knows.
Yeah.
Just, wait a second. It was two of us that called in the 1046, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Why didn't you ask about the other one?
Yeah.
There's just that little hesitation.
Like,
Choke on this.
The murder is horrible.
He just absolutely brutalizes his neck.
Yes,
I
it does.
enjoyed the violence a lot in this film.
it's a film that wants you to enjoy the violence. That's part of it. And again, like, that's another difference, I suppose, from like a Marvel movie. It's R-rated, it's like it's got lots of grotesque violence in it, talking about grotesque things that have happened to other characters. And
I guess the Marvel version of it would be Deadpool.
Yeah.
But that's a very Marvel-y R-rated movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's R-rated with loads of quips.
I think that's
Yeah.
part of the reason there's a sort of a tantalizing element of like what there's an audience who really love this. It's like a classic, didn't do well at the box office, but has everyone who's seen it since it's gained a real momentum. And I think it's done well at home.
Yes.
We've got Dredd at home, and I think that the success of Deadpool, the fact that we all know R-rated superhero movie is a thing. It's a thing which audience want. It's a thing which that culturally people are looking at to go, oh, will this work? You know, because super movies are super movies. That's what I'll be calling them from now on. It is slightly early today because super movies are so accessible, so family oriented. The idea of shutting off all of those to do something which is a bit darker is something which people have been looking to work. And it feels like this just missed its slot, that another few years people would have been tired enough of the Marvel formula, that because that's basically why Deadpool worked.
We were post Watchmen, as in
the movie.
Zack Snyder's Watchmen at this stage, which is a movie I really didn't enjoy when I first saw it, and I've wanted to watch it again since to see if that has changed.
Yeah, I am
but
the
now
same.
we're in the era of the show Watchmen, and of course the show The Boys, which I haven't seen, which also stars Karl Urban.
He does.
It's like that's his place, isn't it? R-rated superhero stuff.
Yeah, he's much better in an American accent than he is a British one.
a British one.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, and I guess it's funny. Yeah, you're talking about kind of non-Marvel comic book movies, and I guess this is a massive rabbit hole that we could go down at some point and really sort of investigate. And it's funny because I think the Watchmen film people, there was a whole other audience who were very knowledgeable about comic book books.
You're 2 for 2 this morning.
Yeah.
This is great.
Who were very excited about that film and the accuracy in the trailers and everything, the recreation of certain panels or setups was what people were talking about. They were just ready to see that just put on screen. But that, having been the Alan Moore series in the 80s, was part of is a similar kind of vibe to the Dredd, but then Deadpool, in terms of people being ready to see other things from comic books in the first place. And you know, the Watchmen comic book was a commentary. So I think that audience who was already very steeped in superhero ideas and genre, being ready for a deeper take on it or a metatextual take on it in the 80s. I think the film came relatively early in the cycle. It was much more like, oh, what other IP can we have? And in a way, I think Watchmen might do better now. Or you kind of maybe look at the multiverse stuff, and that is definitely a sign of well, we know everything about fucking superheroes. What can we do with superheroes we haven't done before? Oh, there's 3 of them now. There's the different Spider-Men are here. Brilliant. I actually really enjoyed that film, but it'd be interesting to see if Watchmen was like put forward to now.
I remember looking forward to it so much off the back of really liking Sin City and 300. I was very much in that, it's just new. It's not superheroes, but it's like graphic novels that are almost recreated shot for shot and panel for panel, really artistically with these very stylish looking visuals. And I think it was Zack Snyder who did 300, wasn't it? And I loved that film. Thought it was one of the best things I'd ever seen when I saw it at university. And then Watchmen just wasn't what I wanted it to be. I remember it just being very long and up itself.
I think I didn't particularly enjoy the Watchmen film first time I saw it. I just thought it had like a real... everything that's good about it is in that reaction to the trailer of people going, it looks so much like the comic book. That's amazing. And that's all it does. And then watched the TV series, which I did not expect to like, but really, really enjoyed, and then went back and watched it. And I got more out of it that time. I think once you're fully into it, it's like playing a really like confusing Souls game, and then you replay the first 2 hours and you're like, oh shit. Like it's almost, you need to know enough about it right at the beginning.
Right.
I
remember just being quite surprised. I just, I'm not proud, but I couldn't believe how much swinging blue penis I was seeing. I was just shocked.
In the movie?
In the movie.
Did you see it in the movie?
Loads.
You see a lot of it in the show.
Do you?
Yeah. Big blue penis fans.
Yes.
I have no memory of the big blue penis.
Really? It was
It's just reminded. So I've just said that, and I've just the Blue Peter theme just coming to my head.
Dave's got his blue penis badge.
very different. Yeah, I did find it a small distraction. Well, not small actually.
A big swinging distraction.
Yeah, and I just I didn't know what to expect from that movie. I had no preconception of it, no knowledge of the comic books. Like you, Rob, I think I had enjoyed the 300 and Sin City, and maybe was hoping for more of the same. But now thinking about that now, like that's sort of the thing I feel like I've been clamoring for, in as much as a movie that's not made for everyone, and it's like, okay, that wasn't for me. And I like that about it now. At the time, I was sad that I didn't like it very much, and I didn't know whether that was me or it, but I would really like to watch the TV show.
I would recommend. I think it's really good. And actually, I kind of feel like the thing about Watchmen, like I said, it definitely is more enjoyable, I think, if you understand what's happening and why, and it doesn't really roll out like it's not very audience friendly in that sort of Marvel way. It's funny, isn't it? I guess by the time Dredd had happened, we'd already had the Nolan Batman. That they'd already,
or were they just about to wrap up?
They were like, it was
2012 and they wrapped up, maybe.
It was 2012 when Dark Knight Rises came out, I believe.
Yeah.
So in terms of something which was a little bit different, a little bit more serious,
Definitely.
set in a world that looked a little bit like the world of Dredd, but without that level of violence. The level of violence you get when they break into that, when they smash the door into that kind of first breach and clear or whatever, and it's all in slow motion to kind of mimic the effects of the drug that everyone's taking. We should talk about whether you would like that drug as well, by the way. And then just shoots people.
Yeah,
with his gun.
Well, I was gonna talk a little bit about the world building, and I suppose world building is, again, it's just a 90-minute movie. It does some of its building in an opening monologue, which it's just a trope I like. In movies, I like. It's a trope I like. Like, I'm going to tell you about this world. Everything's destroyed.
Yeah.
All the cities have banded together in a mega city. It's an irradiated land, wasteland outside. Pretty lawless. There are judges. They hand out justice on the fly.
Just a few quick, broad
There you go.
brushstrokes. I like
You got
it.
enough.
And then focuses in. The execs greenlighting the budget for this must have loved it.
Yeah.
So what's just a few CG shots of a cityscape meshed together with footage of real life city, and the rest is all just in corridors. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Who's the star? Not a very expensive star. Excellent.
Yeah.
How much does this film cost? I reckon 10 million.
I don't know exactly how much it costs. I should look it up, but it's definitely like
35 to
35 to 40.
Quite
That's what
expensive.
Wikipedia says.
And I think, I did read that actually, because it made about 40 million in the box office, I think.
Unlikely to have.
But
made
then,
it.
as Nath said, it found an audience afterwards, and it's in the home release. I don't know exactly how that happens or why that happened.
No,
Do you?
I mean, it could be because I don't know. I think it's one of them things everyone will look back and have their own sort of idea about it. I mean, it could be because it's really violent and you never see his face.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there is
Could
that.
be.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have picked up the same kind of audience. The audience who was going out to it really, really liked it. I mean, The Raid had done a similar, had been a bit more of a breakout hit, hadn't it? Just a few years before. But
Yeah, but
got
I
a
guess
face,
with a
I
lower
guess, hasn't
budget.
It's got a face in the raid.
Yeah, he
does,
does have a
yeah.
face.
Poster.
Everyone in The Raid's got a face.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And I love, I guess when I talk about the world building, obviously the actual look of the world, like the whole grimy, cyberpunky, massive structure. It's a very sci-fi kind of concept that's just been done to death. And I do like this version of it and the people living in it. I think a mixture of... I like that it has real people in this movie. Often it's a bit unreal. It's just bad guys would be in this thing. It felt like a place where people actually live, and I can see how people live beneath this kind of ceiling of gangsters. I thought that was really good. And then I guess just some of the concepts, like the actual judge concept, I think is really cool.
Yes.
Only when they're pure, like Judges Dredd and Anderson, but just having to know the law inside out and just distributing the law.
Yes. I mean, it's fascist.
Oh yeah,
But at this point, we need it.
yeah. Well, I
so
was
it's fine.
going to mention that as well. But I think just as a concept in a movie, it's just quite it's so simple and straightforward. Again, everything is just like, I get it. There's no like nuance to worry about, really. It's just like, I get it.
Anderson says a little bit about there being good people in the tower because, I grew up in one of these towers.
Yes.
So you get a little bit of a sense of not everyone in this tower is a scumbag, but then you're very quickly just ushered past that. Don't worry about that. Everyone here is a scumbag.
Yeah.
But there are people, innocents, who are brutally caught up in the crossfire.
There are. The one that stands out to me is the guy, the sort of medic.
The homeless guy.
Well,
he just gets crushed by the door.
The homeless guy.
I thought that was a bit unnecessary. Why have you done that to him?
He gave him a chance. He said,
told him to move.
Get away from here.
I like him because he's just sort of vacantly smiling. I don't think that guy knew what his role in the movie was at all. Or I don't think Karl Urban was there when they were filming that. I don't think anyone said anything to him. It was just like, just look at the camera and someone's talking to you and just you listening to what they're saying because he's just sort of vacantly smiling. They might even have reused the same shot for when they come back. Because he's just like, yes. Like maybe he wants to go in the meat wagon and he wants to be, get out of that doorway.
It's just a cool idea, isn't it? The whole lockdown idea. Like, every tower block has got like metal plates that can come out like armor.
Yeah, and it's literally called war mode or whatever. Put the tower in war mode.
I sort of when that door came down and squashed the poor homeless man, it did make me think of just another shower thought that I've had, which is I wish sometimes. Well, I don't wish it, but it'd be fun on the tube, right?
Yeah. Oh God, what are you going to say?
The tube doors.
Yeah,
they should be like
they should crush people.
They should crush people.
They should be razor sharp.
Razor sharp. So that any of those people who were like desperately trying to run on and like squeeze in,
like Dead Space.
Yeah,
and where their arms and head pop off.
Or like Resident Evil in the film, where those lasers go across that corridor.
Yeah,
and that would stop people just holding the tubes up, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah,
the first couple would be very
also
surprised.
Yellow boxes. We've talked about this, Dave. Yellow traffic boxes.
Yeah,
lasers.
If anyone stops for more than 5 seconds in a yellow traffic box, you just hear the beep 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 beep. Incinerated.
Yeah.
Do you think that's better than cameras and a fine? Is that?
Yes,
definitely.
That would be my megacity one. That's how I would do the law. I mean, that's the kind of law that the judges are dispensing.
I like the idea that Rob is like head of traffic and transport in Megacity 1. Different
tube doors, lasers, yellow traffic boxes, lasers.
Yeah.
I've literally never got caught in a yellow traffic box.
Never got caught.
No.
Yeah,
I've never been one of those.
One.
I just don't. It's so easy, isn't it? If it's not clear on the other side, don't go in it.
I mean, I think it's easy too.
I do it. I manage to do it every time, and every time I go through one, I see the person behind me, and I know that I have just fitted in.
Yeah,
they're there, like, yeah, I'm coming too. Just everyone else except me.
But be honest, you make sure your rear tyres have stopped exactly on the edge of the yellow box. Yeah. And then you watch that poor driver behind you going, could you just move forward a little bit?
Can you imagine if you did that in Megacity, in Rob's Megacity 1? You just pop someone inside the box and you just hear the noise start to speed up.
Can you move forward? Please. Oh dear. Did you not wait until the exit was clear before you entered the box?
Keep the traffic moving.
Did you not? Oh dear, that seems to be on you.
That's a terrifically poor decision.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And black cards for football as well, as we've discussed. But that's for another.
Is there sport in Megacity 1, do we think?
Mega football.
Oh, definitely. There's got to be like betting. There'll be, a black market of
Peach Trees
betting. United. Peach Trees, yeah. I love that it's called Peach Trees. By the way, that's just good. A really nice. I don't think that city's seen a tree in hundreds of years. But
it really reminded me of being a kid and watching. I talked about Carpenter, but just the idea that in the air was this the simplicity of these guys are bad guys, and there's drugs, and it's got that real sort of Reagan era, let's clean up kind of New York. Like these are the things that filtered through to me as a kid, and like if anyone was wearing a long jacket on the street, they were definitely a bad guy. Like those sorts of things, and just followed up quite quickly, I think, in the 90s by a different version of like, oh, there's a reason that people do, like the tenderness and stories behind it, and sort of bleeding heart liberal stuff, but the living in, just allowing yourself to just go, there are good guys and bad guys. And obviously, I think one of the interesting things that I don't know enough really to speak about for ages, but Judge Dredd being a British, like 2000 AD being really quintessentially kind of like 80s British. I don't know what the word is, not quite cyberpunk, is it? But it's definitely like a dystopian satire of strand of science fiction, but being also very American. But there's like an irony to it, which I don't know massively comes through here. I guess Alex Garland's there. I think the director maybe is English as well.
He is, yeah.
And I think he has said that Garland was, so influential in terms of like then seeing this alongside the stuff that Garland has gone on and made. I think that he, is it Travis has spoken about how big a role he played and that he could be considered a co-director.
Yes, I've read the same, that the hand of Alex Garland was maybe a little bit more in this movie than just in the writing of it. And I was going to ask about that really. I feel like I've seen a lot of Alex Garland movies, and I'm not sure, but I'm still not sure my spidey senses could pick up on what that influence is in this movie specifically. I don't know if you have any take on it, but
only in as much as I saw Donald Gleeson.
Yes,
who I'd forgotten was in this film.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is that Donald Gleeson? Because I didn't see his name in the credits.
It is him, yeah. It is him. He doesn't have a name as a character. I think he's just a
scared
tech. He's just
man
called Clan Tech or
who's
something.
had his eyes gouged out.
Yeah.
Really unpleasant, that.
It is really unpleasant.
And apart from the fact that he's in it, the stuff which I've seen lately of Alex, Warfare, I'm trying to think what, Civil War and Warfare.
Civil War, yeah. I haven't seen Warfare. Is it
I've
good?
I've seen them both. And they're both very stripped down and minimal kind of storytelling, and that sense of very kind of similar to this, like stylistically there's and I guess in terms of how much people discuss what's going on and the ideas, and that there is a sort of a theme running through, like and a sort of a dystopian sense, like 28 Days Later as well. And I feel like he's a writer or a storyteller who has a similar who does things that I like. I like that sort of minimalism and the straight to the point, and give me things to sort of chew over and think about and fill in the blanks and those kind of things. So I like, from that point of view, it was interesting to rewatch and just go, oh, this does have similarities to a lot of the sort of the tense situations that exist in those. Although I think like later on he's gotten much more of a, well, it's funny that within Dredd, I think one of the things that people spoke about who knew Dredd a bit more than I did when this film came out was that it's not enormously satirical. Like there's not a big sense of humour really in the film.
No.
And I think there is more of that in Alex Garland's later stuff.
Yeah. Are you very familiar with Alex Garland stuff, Rob?
Not really.
One of the other movies I considered to pick, and again I was just like, I wonder if Rob's seen this, is Ex Machina. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, that's another great movie.
Donald Gleeson in it as well.
That does also, I was going to say that Donald Gleeson's about to kind of have...
I don't believe you say the M.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one of them Irish names where you just fucking guess how it's said.
Right, okay. Mr. Gleeson. Not
Mr.
that one. He's about to be in it.
Pronounced David.
Yeah. Ex Machina. He's going to... And then I guess shortly after that, he's going to be... whatever his name is in Star Wars.
Don't forget Peter Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit,
He's got a big role in Peter Rabbit.
Is it Peter the Rabbit?
No, James Corden plays Peter the Rabbit.
Oh, God.
I've seen that film probably 60 times.
Wow.
Really? Peter Rabbit, yeah.
Has Ella ever watched it with you?
Once or twice, yeah. I actually think it's quite fun. It's one of those kids' films that's got a really good strand of adult humour in it as well.
Yeah. Well, that is a skill, I think, in a kids' movie.
I'm going to read off Alex Garland's films just so Rob can say if he's seen any of them. So he wrote 28 Days Later and Sunshine.
I've seen Sunshine, Cillian Murphy.
Have you not seen 28 Days Later?
I've not seen any of the 28s.
What?
Days,
we could
weeks,
have done them.
years.
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
Decades.
Wow. The first one I like particularly. He wrote Never Let Me Go, the Ishiguro sad movie.
Not seen that.
Sad kids and sad jumpers. Then Dredd. Then Ex Machina. Then Annihilation.
I've seen Annihilation.
And then Men. Have you seen Men?
Oh, is that with Rory Kinnear?
Yeah.
I really wanted to see that. I've not seen it yet.
Isn't it like
that
set in
film.
Dorset or something? Is it that one?
It's kind of sort of a Southwest vibe.
That's why I wanted to see it.
It was a real lockdown vibe to it. It was so fucked up. I really enjoyed it. Then Civil War, then Warfare, then 28 Years Later. Really just bangers, I think. Like top to bottom, has a sense of like low-key sci-fi that I really enjoy. Dystopian kind of ideas of the future.
Well, it's interesting that he made Annihilation, because if I was to choose a sci-fi film from this era, Annihilation would be right up there with the ones I would consider picking.
Yeah. And that's obviously an adaptation of a book that had already done bits and like people already really liked it. But then, he's drawn to that.
Jeff Vandermeer, the guy you like?
Yeah.
Well, I just love that book. And I don't know why. It seems like a book that's not something I would usually enjoy. And I got sent it. My partner got me like a book club thing, like every month. You'd go and do an interview at a bookshop in Bath.
Yeah.
They find out what you've read, what you like, what you might like to read.
Just
and
Peter
then
Rabbit. All the way
every
down.
month they send you a book. And I highly recommend doing that service, by the way. It was great because I read lots of books that I wouldn't have chosen, and I loved every single one of them. But this one, I actually couldn't put it down. I read it in a weekend, which is like,
what's the snail going to do now?
I don't think I've ever done that before. And I've got this specific memories of reading it. I think you'd already read it, and I sort of made you read it. I was like, you've got to read this book. It's unbelievable.
I was on a holiday in Seattle, and then the film also came out.
Yeah.
And I think I finished the book on the holiday, and then I went to watch it at the cinema.
I think I picked up the book in Waterstones and just did that test that I do, which is read the first paragraph.
I bit the book.
And I should read it, obviously, but I just remember sneering at the first paragraph. Like, Jeff, you're one of these writers, are you? Like this, one of the winky ones. He's like, hey.
Oh, you should be a book
writing.
reviewer. I love that.
Oh, God.
Jeff Vandermeer, it turns out, is a winky author.
Yes.
It's Joe Abercrombie as well. Like, my opinion of Joe Abercrombie is I don't like his books, and I've read the first paragraph of one of them.
Wow.
But it's just so, the first line of his first book is, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah,
and it's just not the kind of fantasy I want to read.
Well, I think
too old for this shit.
I just don't know. I just can't imagine knowing from that line, like, nah, it's not for me.
There's another first line, which is, in a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit, or, Bilbo Baggins was readying his party of special magnificence, whatever the first line of Lord of the Rings is.
Yeah.
It's so George R. R. Martin now. It's gone from everything's Tolkien to everything's George R. R. Martin. Anyway, we're
well, I think it's
bandwagoning now, or not bandwagoning. What's the other one? You go off on something else.
A tangent.
Tangenting. The Joe Abercrombie, I've only read one of his books. Was it Half a King? It was whichever one someone put on the bookshelf in the office.
Oh, that's mine.
And I enjoyed it.
Oh, is that who it is? Yeah, about an old sort of knight or whatever.
It's like a Witcher, basically. It's like a grizzled Geralt type character who just goes around with his sword.
Oh, maybe that's
killing monsters and stuff.
It's just Joe Abercrombie. It's a different series, I think. But that, I read a bunch of fantasy books when I was a kid, and it's a bit like the whole kind of Watchmen thing. It's like what people are ready for, but then you move that out. I think Abercrombie's been going for almost 20 years, and then
has he?
I think so.
Wow.
I think at that, I don't know, at a certain point that is then a bit jaded in itself, but I think he's a little bit older than me or my age, and I can totally see how he'd be writing sort of like how the I'm too old for this shit really comes from just what if I do a bit of that kind of pulp in fantasy. And actually once the book got going, I did enjoy it, but I haven't read any of his. I wasn't like, this is the thing I love now, I'm gonna read all of his books. I had a fun time.
It's just there's something, I don't know what it is, and again, it's too early in the morning for me to properly articulate this quality that I dislike in this. Like Andy Weir does it as well, The Martian. I fucking hate that book.
Welcome to books Rob fucking
I
hates.
read about 100 pages of that one before I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I can't stand this
It was
book.
just the main character, just intolerable.
We should just read Jack Reacher. We should do a separate podcast about just reading Jack Reacher books.
I'm trying to find the if it was Joe Abercrombie that I'm thinking of, but I can't tell. But
It could be called The Reaching Room. No, that doesn't work. But some pun on reach and read.
Who writes the Jack Reacher books?
It's a man from Birmingham.
that doesn't
Man
narrow
from
it down.
Birmingham.
That doesn't narrow it down.
It does.
Very quickly look it up.
It does narrow it down. There's not infinite men in, but there's fewer men in Birmingham than the rest of the world.
Yeah, but there's more men in Birmingham than
Dreamt of in your philosophy.
than I can name. So
Lee Child. But some of them are now written by his brother because it's a bit of a factory, I think.
right. Well,
So that shut everyone up.
please read Annihilation anyway. Try to get through the first chapter.
Well, I really liked the film. I loved it's what's the guy, the sci-fi guy? Is Lovecraft, right? It's quite
Yes.
Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And there was that other film that was literally an adaptation of a Lovecraft work. Is it Color Out of Space? And I saw the trailer for that, and I thought, I really want to watch that. And I still haven't watched that. It's got Nicolas Cage in it, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
I just assumed it was bad.
I think I've heard very mixed things about it, but I digged the trailer. I like that the weird, and they've got the certain quality of soundtrack, haven't they? Like a music that feels like it shouldn't work, but kind of does, where the notes don't feel like they join together properly.
Don't think I've watched that trailer. As we've discussed, trailers, different
Yeah.
takes on them. But yeah,
Against them.
I like that you watch trailers, Rob. It's nice. But yeah, Annihilation, unfortunately, just because I love the book so much, I don't think the film could ever live up to it. And it probably is one of those things where a book is a book and a film is a film, you know. And it's like you can't just put the words into the pictures and it works the same way. But I did enjoy it, but I hold the book in such high esteem. Although I'm not sure I could read it again. It's a weird one. But going back to Dredd, we haven't spoken at all about Mama,
No.
played by, and I never know how to say her name. Is it Lena Heady?
Lena Heady.
Lena Heady, of course. Completely the
I
wrong
was
way around.
guessing. I don't know.
Oh, right. Okay.
Lena Heady.
I thought it was Lena Headey.
Lena Heady.
Lena Headey.
Let's go with that. That sounds good.
Well, of course, we were maybe 1 or 2 seasons into Game of Thrones at this point.
Yes.
So probably not at the stardom level that she maybe was at the height of Game of Thrones. But
Yeah.
A good villain, though.
she was also...
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, she was great. She was the queen in 300 as well.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes, that's right. Yes, she was.
She was a goodie in that one.
She was. Yeah.
Was she, though? Yes.
Yeah.
She was. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a good performance, a good baddie.
She's got an amazing stare.
Yeah.
Very evil stare.
She does.
It's great.
And just ruthless and relentless.
Yeah.
And interesting that they give you a bit of backstory for that. A bit of like she was made this way, you know, not like she's just bad and that's it. Which I thought was kind of interesting. That
She's
there's-
Bit a man's penis off.
she
Yeah.
did. She did.
Yeah.
And yeah, was it a blue man?
I
I'm
don't know.
mixing my films now. But and obviously the head of this drug ring, the other bad guy, I was thinking about, maybe you said it, Nath, with Alex Garland, like quite small cast movies, I think, like with the 28 Days Later and this one, Ex Machina, Civil War, still quite small groups of people, maybe moving through bigger ones. And again, this is a small cast I think of in terms of characters that you actually can remember. There's basically obviously the 2 judges, Dredd and Anderson. There's Mama. There's her sort of right-hand man in K, I guess, who's the guy who is captured at the start.
Yeah.
Who starts this whole thing because he knows too much. And Mr. Gleason as
Mr. Gleason.
the tech guy. You won't know that K is played by a guy called, I think his name's Wood. I wrote it down so that I could not do this, but he's
This is
basically from
seamless.
The Wire.
Yes.
But you haven't seen The Wire.
No.
He's the big antagonist of the first 2 seasons.
Wood Harris. It's the only time I've seen him in anything outside of The Wire, I think. So I enjoyed that. as well. And then there's the actual drug that you mentioned, Nath.
Yeah.
The Slo-Mo thing. Would you want to take it?
It seems strange.
I like the idea of more time, but you don't actually have more time, do you? Unless you can think at normal speed.
Yeah. I think you must be responding. You must be thinking at normal speed, but presumably you can't move your arms any quicker. So that would be very odd.
It didn't seem that way. I mean, that, like you said, one of the really kind of grotesque moments in the film is when Dredd or the judges first enter that room, kick the door in or whatever, and there are some guys who've taken Slo-Mo and they just in slow motion see bullets rip their own faces off.
Well, that's because they slow motion pull their gun, which is ridiculous.
Exactly.
Just lie there.
Yeah, I know.
I was also thinking about the idea of going to a drug den to do drugs.
Yeah.
And especially if I was doing slow-mo, I would want, like, in general, like, I haven't done like a million drugs.
No.
But in my times when I have, this isn't something we've ever spoken about public, is it? It's interesting. It's illegal. I'm quite an anxious person.
It wasn't illegal in Seattle where you
Exactly.
took the drug.
Thank you.
I've never taken any drugs.
What about alcohol, Rob?
Oh, didn't you know that's a drug? Have
Anyway.
you had alcohol?
Yes.
And to be fair, even when I'm having a drink, I don't really. Do you know what I mean? I do not like situations which could make me feel uncomfortable or might be sort of. So the idea that I'm there with a bunch of guns and there's a woman just being slapped about,
Yeah.
I would hate that. And then ultimately, I would have been proved correct because a judge comes through the door, blows it up, and then shoots me in the face.
Yeah.
So that's why I tend to do these things privately.
Yeah. Well, I guess you know different horses for courses. Like
I guess so, but then
we didn't see any of the middle class customers that
No.
they have there who are like, I'm actually going to go up a few levels and maybe on the roof or something.
But the idea, like the opium dens you'll see in a movie. Do you know what I mean? They're very chilled spaces. They're you just get to lie on your side with your pipe and you just think about whatever. But just so much noise going on. Terrible, especially if things are literally going to go in slow motion. I feel like you're really locked in. I'm not sure that it's a drug that would take off.
Well, in the world of this movie, apparently it is.
People
because
love it.
That's the big thing that Mama doesn't
There's
want
one
to be.
very specific situation where you would want to take it, isn't there?
Is there?
Is there?
Come on now.
Is it when you're entering a yellow traffic box?
No.
You can see exactly what's going to happen. I don't know when it is.
Oh, come on.
I
don't spell it out.
Oh God! I don't want to ask.
What situation would you like to prolong feeling in?
I see.
Someone asleep.
Some sort. Yes, sleep would be good. Yeah.
Eating a very nice cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I'd do it. I'd take Slo-Mo just before I ate at McDonald's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got no idea about the price, so maybe people are sort of microdosing Slo-Mo throughout their day, just like just.
It'd be great in a video game, wouldn't it? Like you can definitely see this working in a video game to the protagonist's advantage.
Yes.
The Slo-Mo button.
Yeah.
I did think in the genre movie style, I was like, even though I've seen this film, I was like, it is only a matter of time until one of the judges is forced to do something while on slow-mo and we get the perspective of it. Credit to the film, it did not do that.
Yeah.
But it did, I guess the circularity was having Lena Heady forced to undergo her own punishment.
Yes.
And be cast off from the top of the tower while on slow-mo.
Yeah, and I was wondering about this. Obviously, it's one of the first things that happens that she dishes out that punishment to some other people. And I was wondering about, would that be bad? Only in as much as, obviously, you've got a long time to think about, I'm going to hit the ground, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
But at the same time...
presumably then your mind does work in normal speed.
Well, that's why I've assumed that's why I assume they've given out that punishment. Otherwise, you're just...
all over.
It's not much of a punishment, really.
Because the cheeseburger would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You're just there like... I'm still getting the hit of the cheese.
Well,
still tasting the cheese. Wow.
Sometimes if I go to McDonald's or something, I think, I need to I've got to enjoy this. I shouldn't be eating McDonald's that often. And then I just inhale it and I just didn't even think about it. Or, you're eating a bag of crisps and you go back to the bag and you've eaten the last crisp. The worst thing. I feel like this would make me really take stock of what I was doing.
Imagine if you bit your tongue though. while you're in Slo-Mo.
Oh no!
Or if you got shot in the face by a judge.
Similar vibe.
Oh yeah, you fell off a building. I guess that would be bad.
There's no real pain to falling off a building, though, is there?
Well, that's what I was
the
meaning, I
anticipation.
suppose.
And die.
Is that like I guess the punishment is fear. You must be falling for a long time in your head thinking, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God.
I thought the punishment for the first load of guys that they've been skinned alive.
I was going to say, haven't they already been skinned?
And
They
then
had
been
been,
thrown
yeah.
off.
They had been
and
skinned
they'd
alive.
be in unimaginable pain for what
Yeah.
seemed like ages whilst falling and knowing they were about to die as well.
Yeah.
So they I guess they slow-mode them and then skin them? What, or is it different sets of men who are being thrown off here?
No, I think they were also slow-mode. I think they were.
Do you think they were slow-mo before or after the skinning?
I think, do we see it? We certainly see at one point like a first-person.
The evil way would
Perspective
be
of-
to slow-mo them before the skinning, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, yeah.
That would
So
be
assume
very
That's
evil.
what's happened.
That is pretty awful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that. I really like the slow-mo effect, not just the actual slow motion of it, but the sort of sparkly.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
right
it's a
on
great.
the cusp of being shit, but
Yes,
it's not.
it is.
shit.
Yeah,
It's the first time
exactly.
you see it is when Lena Heady is in the bath.
And
Yeah,
all
she
She
the
just
water,
flicks up the water, and that shot's very beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
water moving in
Shimmering.
slow motion is amazing.
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
great.
I think that's I think that's just a really clever thing. It feels like a difficult thing to portray to an audience, being high, or and like these people are high and they're really happy and they really like it, and I don't know how to show you other than just
Similar,
they're
right?
smiling.
In the beginning, and he's got his cool bike, and he's driving along
Yeah.
a mega highway or whatever it is, and
Everything's mega in Mega City 1.
And yeah, they've done a mega robbery, and they're
Yeah.
getting away in their mega getaway van, and
The mega bus.
that would be cool. A giant smiling fucking face on the side, and they're doing drugs, and they're doing slow-mo.
Yeah.
That to me, again, it's an anxious time. Wait until you get back home from your robbery,
Yeah.
and then do slow-mo.
Well, like Rob said, though, I feel like it must give you an advantage. I know it didn't in this movie, as far as I could tell.
It gives you
but
so much
surely it
time to
must.
think.
Yeah, because you must be thinking, like, yeah, you can't move your hand any faster, but you can really, like, nail aiming and be thinking, like, yeah.
Well, just in terms of your reaction time to things. You
Yeah.
see there's a judge. You've got all of that perceived time to make a rational decision. And they still balls it up.
He didn't even get a shot off against him in the room.
No.
In the breach.
Yeah.
Didn't even happen.
No, it didn't. I did think that because I'd had these thoughts of like, would it be that bad being,
slowly
falling on slow-mo, that the actual end, of Mama, where she just she basically is crushed onto the camera,
Yeah.
was pretty horrible. And I did think that would be bad,
I
actually.
enjoyed that. And just thinking about the beginning, and we haven't gone through this movie from beginning to end, but we've jumped all over. I guess it's just an extension of what we were saying earlier on about like that opening, the scene setting and the exposition, the voiceover. But the economy of what is shown, the fact it doesn't look shit. It's quite a good looking movie, and Mega City 1 looks quite convincing and has a quite distinctive feel. I think the film was shot in South Africa, and it does have a kind of a there's like a sort of a dusty metropolis vibe to areas of South Africa. I've never been there, and I don't know the geography of it well, but it reminds me a little bit of District 13. And was that Johannesburg? Is that where that's
I think
set?
it is, yeah.
And there's obviously quite subtle digital manipulation. And when I say subtle, I'm not saying that it's subtle because it doesn't look mega. I'm saying it's because it's simple, like making buildings look bigger than they are, or cutting and repeating various kind
Like
of
augmenting
sections.
rather than creating.
Yeah, and you can't see. It's not in the same way you see like a sort of a modern Marvel movie, and it shows you a metropolis. You can just like, this is all just an effect, and none of it's real. And it's got fantabulous buildings and whatever. Yeah, it looks low key but good, and that adds to, I don't know, it's part of the whole kind of philosophy of the sort of film that it is. It's quite understated, and it's much more about just providing the minimal, coherent, believable basis for everything to happen in the film. And like the fact that it's set like restricted in terms of like, oh, we're all in one sort of tower block as well, and even the costumes. And I guess one of the things that popped me out of that a little bit, and I think it's a bit of a holdover from this area in general, but like people talk about it sometimes, but digital blood is one of the things which did make me, I do like, there's quite a lot of a sense of practical effect to this. It's quite grounded, but
Yeah.
the digital blood does throw me out of it a little bit.
I didn't notice it actually, and I would usually think of myself as quite hot on that. Like I absolutely hate digital blood as well.
It's just in the slow-mo section, especially.
Right.
I guess, but.
Yeah, I guess I thought it was quite good. Like I really can picture that guy getting shot in the mouth and his face exploding
in the side as well. It's
Yeah.
really, his teeth are all over that guy.
I love that bit.
Yeah,
It's really good.
it is a good bit.
Just the way his stomach went, just rippled as the bullet went through it. It was
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
that was
building in the
good.
Matrix when the helicopter goes into it. That's what his stomach
Yeah.
was like.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
rippling.
Yeah,
Great.
the weapon is very video games.
Yeah.
which I liked. Like that it has different kinds of ammunition in it, and he just has to say,
Yeah.
you know, I like that. I liked the bit when he was out of ammo and he
I
was
liked
just
it when
cycling.
he burned the men.
Yes, he was just cycling through. Like, what can I shoot this man with? That was a good thing, and that K sort of is like, oh, I always wanted one of these. Like it gives it just like little things like that make, like you said, it just makes it feel. Rather than telling you, this is cool, he's the best judge in the world or whatever, like
Best judge in the world.
It sort of just holds back on those things, and you get little moments like that of throughout the film.
Hot shot was my favourite ammo type.
Hot shot. What did you say?
Hot shot.
Yeah, the gun didn't
And
get
it
it first
just-
time though, which annoyed me. like the gun was also like, what's that for me?
The gun was like, it knew what would be good for the scene. It was like, ask him to repeat it.
Yeah.
'cause it'll be way better.
Yeah, he like starts nodding.
Yeah, yeah.
Judge Dredd,
I know
like,
what you're
oh
doing."
yeah, I got it. I got this. I'll do this. Yeah.
Well, that was great. Just whatever he shot inside that guy's mouth was just melted him from the inside.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes. Not very.
It's also
lovely
got a
at all.
stun mode for
children.
well-meaning children.
That's right.
And then what is it? He can put it's juvie cubes. Does he call it
Juvie cubes.
I'll get
Yeah.
some juvie cubes over here. Just
Juvie
special.
cubes
I'd love to
sounds
see
like
the cubes.
a treat.
I was thinking about that, like ISO cubes. So it's like 5 years in the ISO cubes, and it's like, is that bad? You know, like, is it just you go asleep for 5
I'm going to
years?
look this up. I assume it's ISO. I assumed it was just an isolation cube.
Yeah.
Maybe they give you Slo-Mo, and then you spend 5 years just
What they should
awake.
do,
You can't sleep.
So it slows it down to 1%. What I would like is I could serve a 1 year sentence, but in 3.65 days. You know, if I'm on slow-mo the whole time.
Yes,
Do you know what I mean?
but I think
Very economically efficient, I guess.
Exactly. We're saving
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Rob,
maybe that will be the sequel.
Minister of Transport, Traffic and Punishment.
yeah, yeah. Maybe that will be the sequel. Is that the government wants Slo-Mo for itself because it would be great for dishing out punishments.
And then all the world will just be on slow-mo the whole time. And the concept of time will just become irrelevant then.
Is it less of a punishment though? If you got, you know, if you did some horrific crime and you got 20 years, and then you actually served it in, you know,
Well, really,
like half a physical
incarceration
year,
of
or whatever it
violent
is.
criminals is surely for the protection of the public more than it is for the punishment of the person. So
You
like
should
having
say that again, but as Judge Dredd, that was good.
so having like a murderer in prison for just 5 days, but to them it seems like 20 years. They're just going to come out and do more crime.
Well, there's loads. There's different competing underpinnings for the idea of punishment, right? There is retribution is one, and the idea of justice being served in that way. But there's also I can't even remember what it is, you know. But when you go good,
Rehabilitation.
thank you. High on my agenda, obviously.
Yes.
And I think so mentally, you're being served. The justice is being served because you are experiencing that time, and also you've got presumably all the time to think about what you've done and maybe rehabilitate yourself. Oh, I didn't like this. Right? You know,
Rehabilitation isn't people just staying in prison and thinking about what they've done, though, is it? Usually
Isn't
there's
it?
like there's
They have to
people
go to groups.
people who go in there and teach them stuff, and they
Yeah.
read books and they do work,
victim impact statements and those
Lots
sorts
of
things.
press ups.
and they can't do that in. You
But
can't do that in
could
slow-mo.
show them. You should have a screen in the ISO cube which ran at 100 times normal speed, and just saying what you did was really bad.
We could get the psychics in there and do
Terrible.
all the special psychic things that Anderson was able
Everyone
to do.
just weeing themselves.
Did
Yeah.
she know that she could do that before? It was interesting. I liked the whole mutant thing. Again, I liked that it was just sort of just a small part of the film. It wasn't like, oh, and it's a world where there are mutants now because of the radiation. It was just like, she does a trick. Dredd says she's a mutant, and that's it. But I got the feeling that she was still kind of, her powers were quite like, I can tell what you're thinking, or I can see who's round that corner.
That guy's about to enter the yellow box.
Yeah, exactly. But then obviously with Kay, it was like, I can actually control your mind and create a horrific interrogation for you. I
like how it expanded on the mind control. Not mind control, mind reading on that bit. My favourite bit was when they're in the elevator and she just said, he's thinking of going for your gun.
Yeah.
He's changed his mind.
Yeah. I like that because I thought that Dredd was like agreeing like, yes, I know. Which I kind of like. So I'm not a psychic, but I know how he works. Like, yes, he's thinking about taking my weapon. Yes, he's changed his mind. Yes, I know. Yeah, definitely, he has done those things.
So it is a shame there's not a sequel to Dredd. That was my main takeaway. Just
definitely,
that was obviously the economics of it are inescapable, and that it just simply didn't make enough money for anyone to want to make more. But it was really good, and I would like to have seen more of it. So it's a shame.
I feel exactly the same. It's I really hoped at the time. And I don't think I got at the time that it wasn't well received, because I really liked it, and I was in a little echo chamber of people who also liked it. So
in an alternate reality where it did do really well at the box office on a small budget, you can get probably the sequel would have been a little bit grander and more ambitious.
Yeah,
probably you'd have had a few more action set pieces. Like the biggest action set piece in the whole thing's right at the beginning when he's on the bike chasing the van.
That's true.
That's the biggest, most elaborate set piece.
There's the chain gun bit with all the mounted.
Yeah,
that's pretty full on.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right. So
I do think that
restricted.
Yeah, like the kind of narrative structure of get to the top of this building is so just simple and nice, and but you couldn't repeat it very easily, and you wouldn't want to. Really,
you'd probably have something like the Raid 2, which is obviously did get a sequel. And the Raid 2, in my opinion, nowhere near as good as the Raid 1.
I don't think
it lost that focus. It had loads of amazing action set pieces in it. If I remember, there's lots of car chases and stuff. I was just like, I'll just put them in another building.
Yeah,
it's a bit like Escape.
Bigger building.
The follow up to Escape from New York is Escape from LA, isn't it? It's not as good. It's not as good either.
Yeah,
because LA's rubbish.
LA's not as good as New York. That's why.
Massive.
I really wanted to watch. Nathan and I were talking to a friend of ours who was telling us about a movie. I think it's a Bollywood movie, or certainly a movie out of India, where the premise is that a good guy is at the back of a really long train, and some bad guys are at the front of a really long train, and the bad guys are doing bad stuff, and the good guy has to get to the bad guys.
I like that.
It's like Dredd, but lying down.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking, how do you do the building thing again? Like, yeah, exactly. Dredd, but lying down.
He's on a mega train.
Yeah, I'd really like to watch that. And if anyone has seen that and knows what I'm talking about, please do.
That does sound great.
Let us know. Just a lovely, self-contained, and it is just another action movie. It's just fighting on a train, but
it's like Snowpiercer a little bit, isn't it?
It is a little bit like Snowpiercer,
which was one of the films I did consider for this series.
I haven't seen it, but weirdly watched way too much of the TV series.
I didn't watch any of the TV series. There's so much to watch these days.
Trains are such a fantastic vehicle.
Well, of course you think that.
For action set pieces.
I was going to say when you say vehicle, for action set pieces.
Yeah, and also for travelling.
So and a fantastic vehicle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can you think of some of your favourites? I'm thinking of Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible, amazing.
Yeah,
and they really are I love the depiction of how far. There's so many fights on a train where people are just standing there.
Yeah,
and on Mission Impossible, the wind is just.
Yeah,
fantastic set piece.
True. Yeah, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yeah,
they're great.
Uncharted 2.
They're great vehicles for not just for action, but for tight sort of stories, because everyone's moving, everyone's trapped together. It's like a hotel that's on the move.
Yeah.
Murder on the Orient Express. What a great film that is. Which one? Yes.
Yeah, yes. I'd like to give that another go. Well, I'm talking about the latest,
the Ken Branagh
version,
the big Ken,
which I was really enjoying, and then it just seemed to end for me. It was like, anyway, let's wrap this up. I know who did it.
Yes. It's a ridiculous
and
ending.
it's a silly ending. I didn't
Agatha
like
Christie's
it.
gone
I didn't know
crazy.
about it. I might have liked it more if I'd known. Well, speaking of wrapping up, I think we might have reached the end of our Dredd chat. It's a tight 90, and we've
That's right.
We've explored lots of other things apart from Dredd. But I'm really glad you enjoyed it, Rob, and you too, Nath. Although obviously I already thought that you did.
Suspected that I would.
It's such a good movie, and it is sad that there aren't any more. But
But
also,
The Boys,
we
though.
complain all the time about things getting made.
We're the problem.
Stop making things.
We're the problem.
Exactly. Make it. I'd much rather
make
have a
some
brand
more.
new thing that I like
Make
than
another
more
one.
Dredd. We
Well,
are the problem.
what you got instead was another 20 Marvel movies. I think that's partly why people were a bit sad.
Yeah.
We're going to have 20 Marvel movies. I'm going to have Ant-Man 3, and I
Yeah.
can't have Dredd 2.
Wow. Oh my God, they did make Ant-Man 3, didn't
They
they?
did.
Yeah, they certainly did.
Thor 4, whatever the fuck it is.
4.
Yeah.
That is what they called it.
4. Well, this is the end of my pick of genre movie since 2010. It's
Yes.
yours next, Nath.
That's correct.
And it's another movie that Rob hasn't seen.
I know, I'm excited.
What's it called again?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. That's right. I am excited to watch this one and talk about it.
Tom Cruise.
Big Tom, Big T.
Yes, exactly.
The
Tom
Cruiser.
Cruise.
Apparently, he's dating Anna de Armas.
I've seen that on the internet.
That's the latest sort of Daily Mail tabloid rumour.
There he is on the Daily Mail. IMDb
Are
and
you
Daily
sad?
Mail. the
You
two
thought maybe
bookmarks on
you
the-
and Anna, there was a chance, but now...
You and Tom.
You picked Tom Cruise over me. Anna, come on.
Yeah.
If you've
He's so busy.
you've seen that last live stream I did. So good.
Yes.
I
No,
just
she's
love-
got that on her to watch list, I'm sure.
Rob,
Yeah,
you're
but-
so good at Crash Bash.
yeah.
That was quite a good impression of Anna de Armas.
I was quite a bit racist, probably.
So that's our next episode next Monday. Please do watch along with us if you'd like to.
And then on Wednesday,
Yes.
we're just going to talk about the scope of what we're discussing in these 3 episodes that we've got going on in terms of like genre movies in this era. Give us a chance to pull out some more that we didn't choose to watch but have been on our minds, and we're in our selection process. And then we will then have like a list to vote on for people to nominate the final film that we watch in the series for the last bonus episode.
Yeah. Should we just veto
Non-bonus episode.
all horror?
Let's see how the
Just veto
discussion
it.
There's
goes.
going to be a lot of interesting horror.
Veto it.
Yeah, well,
Veto. I've done my time.
I
now.
mean, it's up to
Hereditary
the-
was, come on, that's
It's up
like
to the community to decide.
the community don't know what they
let
want,
the
Rob.
community
They don't know what I want. They just, come on.
I think there
I
are lots
watched
of good
the horror.
sci-fi movies as well that I think there's a good chance it won't be a horror film.
Maybe it'll be a Godzilla film.
How many genres are there? What is a genre
this
movie?
this is what this is the thing. I don't think that it's necessarily.
I just reminded me of that joke about imagining the future of Netflix. It's the year 2050 and everything's boiled down into 2 genres:
Right.
murders and cakes.
You've been listening to Redshirt Cinema Club. If you've liked what you've heard, consider supporting us on Patreon, where you can sign up for 2 bonus episodes per month. And why not send us an email? You can reach us at redshirtcinemaclub@gmail.com. See you next week.